You need to know that CONSORT has to do with practicing the view of emptiness at a very intense level. So it's Tantra. Like I said, if you don't understand Sutra, then there's no point talking about Tantra. If they want to be consorts and they go and become consorts, then okay, no problem. Let them. There's nothing we can do, no. Nowadays, in the world, we become human rights, this, that, your right to do this, and your right to do that. Now, if I say, oh, people like this shouldn't practice Tantra, then they might sue me saying, oh, I'm a human, I have the right to study Tantra. So, there's nothing much we can do, no. I think one of the best methods that we can do is warn, because like it's their right to study, then it's our right to warn as well. So there's a warning. If you're not ready and you get misled, then after that there's something so pure as Dharma. After you go that and you get misled and you get confused and you run into problems and this and that, then after that you come out blaming this very pure Dharma, which actually has no faults in it, but then because of your misunderstanding, then you see faults in it. Then you start criticizing, then all kinds of different problems. Then what good has it done to you or others? Nothing. Yes. So better avoid it until you're ready. Just avoid it. And what people want to do and what people don't want to do, it's up to them. No? Like I said, if you say, oh, you shouldn't do this, then, oh, I'm going to sue you because I have the right to do this. Then what to do? Okay, you do this. Right or not, right?
Yes, Rinpoche.
This world has come to a point where as a human you're allowed to do everything. So I have the right to do this, I have the right to become consort, I have the right to do that. One of the biggest mistakes in teachers is without warning. And the second mistake from the student is without understanding. Then it becomes a big misunderstanding. No?
Yes,
what do you think?
I think you're very right, Rinpoche. I think, yeah, I think you are absolutely right.
So, this warning is not just in Tantra but also in Sutra. This similar warning has been given. That's why Buddha is very famous saying from the Buddha, I've taught, it's up to you to whether to follow or not. But before you follow, you must check. Sit is like gold, When we take the gold out from the ground, first we clean the mud and then we take it, melt it, make it pure and see if it's pure gold or not. So you need to do all of this. You need to you need to experiment. You need to see if it's right or not. Similarly in Tantra as well.
Specifically, Rinpoche, some people don't understand what the meaning of being a consort and why it is so important in Tantrayana.
I won't talk about details about these things because these are deep practices,
Yes.
And there's not necessary for anyone to know about these things actually, to tell you the truth.
Yes, Rinpoche.
But like I said, if you're not ready and you enter, then there will be consequences, there will be problems, there will be misunderstanding, there will be misjudgment.
Rinpoche, there was a High Lama in a different tradition, not from Gelugpa, who said that there are two ways of practicing Tantrayana. One is with a consort and one is without a consort, and both can lead you to enlightenment.
Many different ways of practicing Tantra. It's not just
really, Rinpoche.
There's many different ways. But I don't think, lamas should be talking about these things to tell you the truth. In public. I mean, maybe if you're clarifying and if you are warning, and then I think it's okay. But unless that, I don't think it's something
that was a disagreement between the students, and finally the High Lama came out and talked out loud about it.
One other thing again you need to know is that
Rinpoche.
It's not a very nice way to say it, but it's the 21st century and people take advantage of everything. Even in Dharma, people take advantage of Dharma.
Yes.
Even in Buddhism, people take advantage of Buddhism and use things for their own benefit.
Yes.
One of the things that students need to be aware is they need to be aware of the people like that. Not saying that they are, anyone specific is like that, but just be aware. It's good to be aware so that later you don't run into these kinds of problems. Even His Holiness mentions that you need to be aware, and he's mentioned many times. Even when he's giving teaching in Sera, once he mentioned that nowadays also in Tibet, there are Tibetan monks who come out saying, oh, if you give me a certain amount of money, then I can take you up to this path and if you give me certain amount of money, then I can take you to enlightenment. And people, strong faith, belief, misconception, not so much understanding, then they do it. For them, they think it's sincere. They think they really can do this, and they give their money, they give their wealth, they give their days, their body, this, that, then problem arises.
Wow.
And there's also a very strong quote from Lamrim that says that if you disagree with your teacher, then you can logically converse why what the teacher says is wrong and why you think that it's wrong. These things you can do. It's not like you cannot do it all.
Yes, Rinpoche.
And devotion is not from the mouth, it's from within.
Yes, Rinpoche.
And someone who asks this question doesn't mean he doesn't have devotion. These things you can do. If you doubt something the teacher says, you can ask. You should ask. One reason why there's a lot of misunderstanding is because, devotion, therefore I shouldn't ask. If I ask, then it becomes like disagreement, and that's going against the devotion. It's not like that. Like I said, devotion is from the heart, not from the mouth.
Yes, Rinpoche.
His Holiness mentions even in Tibet there are people who take advantage of normal people, and you need to be aware of those things.
Yes.
So I would like to quote His Holiness and say the same thing. You need to be aware of these things.
Rinpoche, after listening to what you said, I truly feel from my heart that I was so lucky to have known His Eminent Children Rinpoche and then to have known you, because with Children Rinpoche, yes, Rinpoche, with Children Rinpoche, I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, whatever he said is like that. Bam. There is no second thinking, and it's so easy to follow. And then when Children Rinpoche went to Nirvana, I don't know, for some reasons, I was able to find you. And then you teach a little bit differently than Children Rinpoche, but also I can understand and also can continue what I have learned from Children Rinpoche. And I want to thank you so much, Rinpoche. I really do. Because for so long, I don't have another teacher. Nobody wants to teach me. Truly, Rinpoche, nobody. Every time they knew that Children Rinpoche was my teacher, they all said, only you took me, Rinpoche, and teach me, Rinpoche. I'm very thankful from the bottom of my heart. This is not from my mouth. This is really truly, Rinpoche. Thank you so much, Rinpoche. Thank you. Is there anything you want to tell us around this subject?
Yeah, I think that's it, right? Like we talked earlier regarding Dharma, you need to understand it. Regarding gurus or teachers or whoever you follow, you need to check.
Yes.
And then regarding tantric practice, you need to be ready. These are the three things,
Yes, Rinpoche.
I think these are the three things that we covered today. These three things, if you want to proceed in Dharma and not have problems and all of this, then these three things is a necessary.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rinpoche, for today's session.
No problem. After we did the last one and then you said it's good, then if it can help people, then okay.
Yes, Rinpoche.
Like I said earlier, you need to check what people say. You also need to check what I say. Yeah. And if what I say makes sense and can help you, then if not, then better to forget about what I said.
No,
it's true. If what someone says hurts you and hurts your ego and hurts your feelings and gives you doubts and questions, then no point. Better to be at peace with yourself than to be in internal turmoil regarding what someone else said. So what I said is to help, with the hope to help people, but if it harms, then there's no point. What I said is already been said. It's up to you to listen or not to listen, or if you want to check. If it hurts you, then you don't have to listen at all.
I don't think it hurts anybody, Rinpoche.
No, just laying out,
Yes, Rinpoche.
Because this is a necessary, again, like I said. 21st century, people have the right to think, people have the right to do what they want. So I'm using my right to request you to check and think about these things rather than just going criticizing and all of this. I mean, I'm not criticizing or anything. I try very hard not to.
I think it's very deep of what you said. At least for me, Rinpoche, I need to re-listen and I need to contemplate.
Like I said earlier, I'm talking to you and you have one mindset. Then not everyone agrees with you or me. So there are other people who don't agree with us.
Yes, Rinpoche.
Then again, they have their rights to speech.
Yes.
Just being sure sure. It's good to
And
share
I would like to
guidance.
take this chance, Rinpoche, to ask people if they have doubts or if they think they don't clearly understand what you said or they disagree with you somehow, that they can always express their opinions and
Yeah,
then
no problem.
you will explain again.
I'll try.
But next time, Rinpoche.
For maybe some people are so enlightened that even what I think may not suit them.
Oh.
So that's again a problem.
I think next time will be something more lighter than this time. I'm so sorry for the heavy question. But you make it so lightly and you put it in a way that I think everyone should be able to take some information away from that and should contemplate.
Yeah, we hope.
Thank you so much,
like
Rinpoche.
I said, if it helps, no?
Yes, it is. It's very helpful, Rinpoche. Thank you so much, Rinpoche.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much for watching this video clip. After I finished this video clip, I wanted to listen to it one more time. Honestly, at that moment, I was relaxed. Every single word that CHAROK Rinpoche said brought tears to my eyes. It's not about the topic. I felt the compassionate vibration from Rinpoche. It created a very powerful impact on me. I hope you will feel the same way too. Perhaps listen to it again in a relaxing mood. Maybe you can get something out of it. Normally, if you ask all the teachers or even your gurus, I doubt that they would be willing to discuss this with you. Usually they would say, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. The end. Point final. I'm sure you have those moments, right? But here, CHAROK Rinpoche was trying to explain to us in a way that he felt comfortable to talk about Tantra in an open public like this, that we don't even know our audience. It could be a lot of people, like Rinpoche said, at a very high level, like enlightened. And it could be also a lot of people like me, pre-beginners. So it's different than talking to a private audience that you know exactly your student's level, things like that. When I listened to Rinpoche again, I felt the kindness and the compassion, and that very moving to me. Like I said in the discussion with Rinpoche, that since my guru went to Nirvana, no teachers except CHAROK Rinpoche wanted to take me as a student. And I stopped learning for 2 years. Or at least I learned by myself, but no supervisor, no guru, no teacher. Maybe that's why I felt the compassion and the kindness from CHAROK Rinpoche. And deep down in my heart, I felt that my guru sent me to him. So that's the beauty of Tantrayana. In my life, I have met a few High Lamas, but only two High Lamas that I broke down when I met them. The first one was His Holiness. Oh, I cried like crazy in UC Berkeley. First time I saw His Holiness. And the second time was my guru when I came to interview him in person. And I cried for 15 minutes. And the third High Lama, after a long time that I cried when I met the first time, was CHAROK Rinpoche. I have to say, I didn't cry voluntarily. I broke down because Rinpoche asked me a direct question that I felt something went up in my throat and I couldn't talk. And then Rinpoche tapped on my back. Yeah, I cried like a baby. And Rinpoche ran to the kitchen and got me the chocolate. Like, here, eat and don't cry. I felt exactly like the way my father treated me, when I was a kid. Oh my God. Anyways, I cried in front of another ordained friend. Yep. And he took the picture of Rinpoche and me. So every time I saw CHAROK Rinpoche, I feel really happy and very relaxed. And whatever he said, I felt like I could understand him right away, And I hope all of you will soon find your guru if you haven't got one. And if you do have one already, that you will spend more time with your guru. Don't be like me. I was naive. I always thought that His Eminence Chödrön Rinpoche would live for the longest time. And that was foolish, right? And Rinpoche went to Nirvana too soon. I was in denial for so long. Disappointed too. Sad too, missing him. And feeling pity for myself, not being able to learn from my guru when he was available to teach. So I'm very grateful and very thankful that CHAROK Rinpoche generously offers his time and his teachings to you and to me. With that, thank you. Thank you for watching. If you do have questions for Rinpoche, feel free to send me an email. Rinpoche is always open to answer any questions, but he doesn't want to pick any topic. So it's up to us. If we want to learn, he's available to teach. How about that? Have a wonderful day. I wish you a beautiful life and a wonderful path. Thank you. Au revoir. Goodbye. Tạm biệt.